Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at another game in the DECO Cassette System library, and this is a common DECO Cassette System cabinet. This is actually Astro Fantasia here, but the game that we're going to look at is called Flash Boy. It is also known as the DECO Kid, and you look at the character on the marquee, and they clearly ripped off the old anime ASTRO BOY. And the game is really not very good. It was created in 1981 by Data East, or Data East Company, or DECO. And there is the cassette itself, or the cassette system itself. It was inside the cabinet, and it played games that were on cassettes. It was kind of interesting for its time. And the games were made from like 1981 to like 84 or something, the cassette games. So this is one of the earliest ones. But yeah, it's got the long-ass boot-up system, so you have to wait. This is actually one of the shorter waiting times for the boot up, but this is really not a very good game. You command Astro Boy, Flash Boy, or DECO Kid, and he has a energy meter. Astro Boy is an android, and it was a really popular manga back in the 50s, and it became a TV series in the 60s. But this kid flies up and down, and you have to destroy all the enemies in an area. And you just fly through space. You have to not run into things, or you lose a life. You don't seem to die if you run into an enemy. You only die if you get shot by them. And you have an energy meter, and you can punch the enemies as you fly through. Or you can also use this sudden burst of speed against the enemy. And if there's a group of enemies tightly together when you do that, you can take them all out for lots of points. But your main weapon is just punching. But like I said, you can use the secondary button and use that extra burst of speed. And once you destroy all the enemies, then you're taken to a new area where there's just a handful of different enemies. And once you destroy all them, then you go to the next area. And it just repeats. It's really a dull game. Not very interesting at all. A lot of the DECO Cassette System games were pretty dull. Well, the counter will freeze at 1 for a little while, and then your game will start. But yeah, see at the bottom it says energy. There will be an energy meter, and when you use that secondary button to do the high speed attack, that will really sap your energy. So you don't want to do that a whole lot. But if there's an opportunity to get extra points by taking out a group of enemies with that burst of speed, then yeah, go ahead and do it. Ooh, fancy pixelated special effects. But yeah, this game is really not very good. For some reason, sometimes the action zooms out. I don't know why that happens. Maybe to increase the challenge or something, I don't know, but this game is really pretty crappy. I definitely never heard of this or seen this. But we'll go ahead and get started. But yeah, when you press the regular attack button, you just punch. Some of the enemies will not die automatically when you punch them. There was the burst of speed. I fell in love with the burst of speed in this first game. You don't want to do that. I mean, I overused it was what I meant to say. I don't really love anything about this game. But get shot once by the enemy and you lose a life. Don't run into anything or you'll lose a life. But yeah, you seem to be able to touch the enemy, no problem. Like I was saying, there is a group of enemies. Once you beat all of these enemies that are on the screen, or that you can face on this first area, then a new group of enemies will appear. And if you don't destroy all of them in time, then they will form this giant ship that you have to hit just right to destroy. Now that indicates that my energy is very low, and I foolishly used that speed up attack too often, and it really chewed up my energy meter. See, I still got a lot of enemies left to face, and I'm almost out of energy. And you will lose a life when you run out of energy. Yeah, some of the enemies that you attack will break off into other enemies, and you'll have to face those too. Low on fuel. And fuel empty, so I lose a life. But yeah, you destroy enough of these regular enemies, then you go to a special area, right here, where you have to destroy all of these. And try to destroy them all in time. If you don't, then they'll form that big thing, and you can get killed by touching it, I think, the giant ship. But you have to punch it just right to defeat it. Or not even have to bother facing him if you can destroy all the other enemies in time. Yeah, you have to punch it just right to kill it. And then you get your energy refilled and you start the next area. That's all there is to this crappy game. You're better off watching the ASTRO Boy TV series or reading the old manga. They came out with a movie not that long ago of ASTRO Boy for American audiences. I've actually never watched or read ASTRO Boy. I should do that someday. Just a story about a boy that's actually an android. I don't know much more about the story. And I lost my last life. Then you gotta put in your initials if you made the high score list, which I did. I got the best score. Go me. This game sucks. That is Flash Boy, also known as the DECO Kid, for the DECO Cassette System, 1981 by Daddy East. Pretty crappy game, and it's a ripoff of the ASTRO Boy manga / TV series. Kind of interesting that one of the tunes from ASTRO Boy is used in the old game Mr. Do. When you, I think when you get an extra life. But that is Flash Boy, also known as the DECO Kid, by Daddy East in 1981 for the DECO Cassette System. It's pretty crappy. A lot of the DECO games are. Well, that was Flash Boy, also known as the DECO Kid, by Daddy East in 1981 for the DECO Cassette System. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching. I will catch you later in the future with another video. You'll have a good one, folks. Take it easy. Bye-bye.